evacuating people as we speak, and have been for the last hour from the central city area. Don't use the phones unless you have to. A text will often suffice. Those phones are also our lifelines at this time. This is a very severe, a very real emergency. Please check on your neighbours. Go next door. If there are old folk in your street, check them out. They'll be frightened. Everybody's frightened. And I think the thing to recognise is that we've already set up our emergency centre here in the art gallery in the city, and I'm very likely, once I've spoken with the police, the fire service and other organisations in the city, to have to declare a civil emergency in our city. I can't do that just yet because clearly I need to be conferring with all those other sources. But it's serious, but we're on the job, and we've responded, and our emergency services and our people are responding magnificently. Please understand there will be bad news coming out of this event today.
Bob, it sounds to me as though obviously your mind is about trying to put some sort of an operation together here, an emergency response, but at the same time you're in the middle of this, and is your initial instinct to go to people around you and try and offer them comfort, or are you having to just get your head down and get this organised? Hi, Bob, can you hear me? It's Rawdon here in TVNZ. Okay, we seem to have lost Bob Parker there, but basically the message from him at this stage is, well, apart from the fact that he was, I don't know, where do you begin? It was avoid roads. Don't use the roads unless you have to. They are evacuating people as we speak. It's their lifeline, as he put it. Avoid using the phones. Same reason, obviously. Check on your neighbours, check on your friends, because people will be frightened. He made no bones about that, and he did, unfortunately, reiterate what we've already alluded to, is that there will be bad news out of this, the sort of news which we didn't hear, amazingly, in September, but it seems as though that's the way it is heading, with a lot of injuries we're hearing, and possibly at this stage reports, unconfirmed reports, of one fatality. Now, also the mayor said that he has set up an emergency centre in the art gallery in the city in hopes that the PM will be getting to Christchurch later today. Right, we're going to join Simon Bradwell now, who's live at the Beehive at the Civil Defence Bunker. Simon, what can you tell us?
Yes, well, I've actually just come from the bunker, come out here, Rawdon, and when we were down there, MP John Carter, who's deputising for Jerry Brownlee, was being briefed by civil defence officials. Police, the armed forces were also rushing into that bunker while we were there. Now, John Carter came out and spoke to reporters shortly afterwards. Some of you may have seen the stand-up he did with reporters there, but he made 3 points that I'll pick up on. The first one was that the government too has heard rumours of fatalities. Now, John Carter did stress they're unconfirmed, but just the fact that those sort of rumours have reached government ears and he was prepared to talk about them is in itself a serious and ominous development. The second point flows straight on from that, and that is that this earthquake could well be worse than the first one, and that's because of the shallow nature of it and the time that it occurred during the day. That was the other point he wanted to make. And the third one, this is picking up on the point that you've made and that Bob Parker made as well. His message was stay safe. If you're affected by this and you're listening to the radio, you're getting the messages, don't leave the safety of where you are. Don't try and get out. Don't try and meet other people. If you're safe, stay there until rescue or help can reach you.
Simon, what happens at this stage now within the civil defence bunker? I mean, you've talked about the armed forces getting in there, obviously the politicians are meeting, but what can they actually do at this stage? What do we expect from them?
Okay, well, the civil defence bunker has 5 stages of alertness in response to an emergency. At the moment, they are at what is mode 2. Now, out of that 5 is the highest. So 2 is an early state of readiness where they're preparing to have to escalate that, obviously, as the situation gets worse. We hope to be allowed into the bunker soon. John Carter has promised that he will give us regular updates through the afternoon. As he's informed by officials, he'll come out, promised to let us know what he can as he finds it out for himself.
Okay, and Simon, when are we